Hey guys, so today we are going to do the review and retro for the third sprint here that we've planned. I am actually reshooting this video because when I made it last week, I ended up kind of getting off on a tangent about what I'm going to be moving to. So that's going to be doing kind of daily progress summaries rather than this sprint-based organization. And I kind of decided to just reshoot the video because I wanted to talk about it in a little more depth, and I don't feel like I did a terribly great job of explaining it there in all the proper reasoning. So I went ahead and made a separate video for that, and that will get posted on the ministry channel where those videos will live when I start doing them for real, which should probably be tomorrow. So in any case, I'm just going to reshoot this video and only go over the things actually kind of relevant to the review and the retro, and we'll leave all that explanation for the other video to go up on the ministry channel. So as to what I did in Sprint 3 here, organized in the Agile system, we'll start just with the videos as per normal. We had the normal Bible study meeting, so week 60, week 61. You can see here that those went up fine. So 61's here, 60's here. And you'll see that there was this gap here in my own study that I was running on SR4, and that's because I needed to break all of the content down in the Satanic Rebellion series that were here. I needed to organize it all, and I wanted to do this up front so that I'd be able to chunk the content effectively. And so if we go in the study and we look at section here, so over here in the table of contents, this is the section of the study that we're in, the Vanity of Life section. So if we click it, you can see that's where the scroll bar is here. And if I go back and I click the next section, so this is going to be the end of the Vanity of Life section, you see it's all the way down there. So it's quite a bit of material, maybe 40 paragraphs, something like that. And there aren't actually headers within there. So it's in, this table of content structure here, but within the section, there wasn't a great deal of organization. So because I wanted to break this down into more manageable chunks, I decided that I was going to go through and organize the content a bit so that I could break it into sections by week. And so you'll see, this is just the draft here. I'm running on the local host on my computer here for the static site generator I use. And I went ahead and actually basically titled every several paragraphs here based on what the topic was. I went ahead and titled it so that I'd be able to chunk the material effectively. And what I did after that, after organizing, the writing bit by bit, is I went and grouped similar sections with similar sections so that they would all tend to be clustered. So the study here on Ichthus, what it tends to do is Dr. Luganville will bring up a point, and then he'll discuss some other things, and he'll circle back to it so that it all gets tied together. And there's nothing wrong with this. This is a good way to go about teaching. But since I'm trying to break things into kind of independent videos that can be taken in separately, I wanted to go ahead and group like things with like things. So that's what I went ahead and did. And you'll see here in the sidebar here, we have some repetitive looking links, and that's just because we're going to have multiple slides on each topic. But I went ahead and organized all the sections so that the content lines up with each other. And, I've already gotten through this, but this took me a good long time because, as I said, it's a lot of material. And so aside from doing this organization, I actually started back up the lesson video and the Q&A video for the Satanic Rebellion series, which I had put on pause for a week or two while I was busy trying to get all of this stuff organized. So I did the organization, and then I also started making the videos again. And so that's the video time expenditure that we've come to expect here. Now, something else that I was doing was I was generating the transcripts. And this is in pursuit of wanting to create HTML pages for each of the video series here so that people can go and they can look at the full transcripts, hyperlink to the videos, and see the summaries and the timestamps, and also have the videos embedded. One of the things that will be very useful for is searching across all the transcripts and all the summaries and stuff. So if it's all on one big page, well, people can actually search for things. So that's where I want to go, but I needed to generate transcripts for all the videos. And so I did that with Google Sheet here. So I just paste in the transcript straight off YouTube here, and I put in the YouTube URL, and then we do some fancy, you can see here, this is using an offset formula. We do some fancy Excel type stuff to grab, like every other row in this column here, and then every other, the ones staggered by one more there. So every other row here in this column. And then we do some regular expressions to grab out the time, and we build the time, turn it into an integer, And then we build the links based on that over here to use the YouTube's structure here of linking to specific seconds to link to the timestamps. So this spits out some HTML, and then I organized all that. Right now, I actually have it on a file at my work computer. I've been doing it over my lunch break, but it's getting really big. It's like 20,000 lines or something. And once we do that for all of the videos in the backlog for the BB6A series here on parapatiology, well, right now I think we have like 70 some odd videos. It's probably gonna end up being like hundreds or even thousands of pages, which, I mean, it's gonna be a lot, but again, it will be pretty cool to be able to search through it. So I went ahead and did all the transcripts. Now I haven't actually built the pages yet, and that's because I got sidetracked by something else here. So I decided I wanted to let people who watch these videos on the ministry stuff be able to download the video and also download the audio. So audio wise, I decided I needed to figure out how to rip things to MP3. Now, initially, I was actually thinking of using M4A as the format, but MP3 just has such wide compatibility and people are familiar with it and all devices can play it and stuff. So I just decided to do MP3. We don't really need some of the higher audio quality here, especially if you encode at a higher bit rate. But anyway, so I decided to do MP3 here. So I just went and had to figure out how to do it. I mean, I'm using FFmpeg here, again, like many other things in the video workflow that I use here. So I went ahead and figured out how to rip the audio. And then what I did was I actually downloaded all the videos from YouTube, as you can see here, and then I used that command to rip the audio off them. Now, I was trying to figure out where the best place for me to make these available was, because it's actually against YouTube's terms of service to download the YouTube videos directly. Now, there are plenty of things on the internet that will let you do it, but it's actually kind of a gray area. It's not within YouTube's terms of service. So I didn't really want to encourage that. I wanted to give people who view the videos that I put out the explicit option of downloading things completely ethically cleanly. So, with nothing to worry about, just being able to directly link to the files, because it's my content, so I can make it available to download if I wish. So I just wanted to do that. Get the videos available and also separate the audio on my own beforehand so that people don't have to do any extra work there. Well, all of this was actually something that I hadn't accounted for. It wasn't in my planning, so that actually took me a good long time. So we have a lot of videos here is the Bible Basics one, and we also have it for the Satanic Rebellion series, my own teaching series here, downloading all the videos, making sure the titles are okay, and then ripping them into MP3s as well. And so what I'm actually going to end up doing is uploading them to this site here called archive.org. Now, some people host their podcasts on this website because you can for free. You syndicate them into an RSS feed. But anyway, we're going to be hosting the stuff here. And so these are the test things that I got uploaded. So I got 2 videos uploaded in one of the MP3 files just because I wanted to see what it was like. And one of the tasks that I'll have coming up is going to be doing this for all the things that I now have in this folder here, getting all of them uploaded. And then if you click on one of these things, you're actually able to, first you can watch the video here if you want, although of course YouTube is going to be the more commonplace, but you can actually just download it as an MP4 file. And so the reason why the videos are going to end up here, rather than me just hosting them on my website or sending links through Dropbox or something as well, in the website case, that would be going through GitHub. And I don't really want gigabytes of video in the GitHub repository. It's not really great to have them on the website directly sitting on the CDN edge nodes out there on the internet. And then Dropbox is not so great either, because first off, you have bandwidth limits. So only so many people can download a file if you share it on Dropbox. And also, well, I have to pay for the Dropbox space. So I do use Dropbox just as a really hands-off way for me to back up all my stuff automatically. I think it's good for that purpose, but I don't want to have to pay for gigabytes and gigabytes of space, terabytes even in the long term here, just to be able to have the videos on Dropbox. So I wanted some way to just store them on the internet and have people be able to download them. And so that's why I settled on archive.org here. So that is what I will be doing more in the future as well. And that about concludes what I got done here in this third sprint. And we can look at the tasks, you see timestamping. I did some timestamps and wrote some summaries and all that great stuff. I haven't quite finished all the descriptions yet. I was waiting until I got all of the download links set up on archive so that I can go copy, paste all the proper links into the video descriptions and all that. And I haven't finished setting up the HTML pages, although that's still very much in the works too. And all of this stuff that we've discussed before about the actual website rather than the YouTube stuff, well, that's still going to get kind of put on hold until all the YouTube stuff gets finalized more. So that's about the state of where I'm leaving things here. And as I said at the beginning of the video, I am now going to be moving to doing daily summaries here. So daily progress summaries, but that will be on the ministry channel. So this is kind of the swan song video of sorts here, the last hurrah, last farewell to this agile process, which I'm not really sad that I tried it. You know, I've used these software engineering tools at work. I think it's a very good experience, you know, a good test for me to see if it was a good match. And I think for people who have teams where they actually push things to a repository more and there's multiple people and they need to track metrics and stuff, then I think using something like DevOps in that case is absolutely excellent. But in my move to the daily progress summaries, I'm probably just going to use plain text files for reasons that we'll probably discuss there. So anyway, thanks for watching. This is the review and the retro here of sprint number 3. And in the future, it will probably be more a day-by-day thing rather than chunking things by these 2 weeks. So if you're curious, I'll put a link down in the description to the new series on the ministry channel, and you can go check that out. Until next time, Stephen out.